Our bodies are as healthy as the food that we eat, and our minds are directed by the information that we take in. Bad food means an unhealthy body, and bad information means bad life direction. I don't want to sound like your dad, but music is influence. You listen to sad stuff, it's gonna make you sad, and vice versa. Rap music is gonna make you a moron. I cut that out a long time ago. It harbors low energy, superficiality, low impulse control, and that's just to name a few. Music is 100% influence. Think about the type of people that listen to rap for a second. Modern degenerate rap. Fatherless lyrics written by fatherless people. They have nothing decent to talk about, or they don't have nothing decent to talk about or a decent way of talking about it. Every rap song has the same message and it's all delivered the same way by all these rappers. Other genres also have the same base material because that's just how genres work, right? But at least other genres, they deliver what they're gonna say in a different way each time. Let me give you some examples real quick. Take Imaginary by Evanescence. Swallowed up in the sound of my screaming, cannot seize for the fear of silent nights. How I long for the deep sleep dreaming, the goddess of imaginary light. This artist sings about how it's Amy Lee, right? Amy Lee, that's the name of the singer in the band. She sings about how she would rather drown in the sounds of her own screaming than in silence, right? That's the swallowed up in the sound of my screaming, cannot seize for the fear of silent nights. But basically what that translates to, she'd rather live in her imaginary world than reality. It's escapism. And it's said artistically is better than, oh, I pop these drugs, I drive Rari, I pop drug, I surround myself with bitches. It's just not artistic. It's just garbage. What makes this cool is your brain has to work to fill in the pieces. That's what makes it wow. You know what I mean? But with modern rap music, they just say it outright. And there's no. That's why it makes you stupid. Doesn't make you think. There's no use for your brain when you're listening to that. It's just you get a little dopamine hit when the snare hits, and you get those hi-hats. They go boot, and they're just like it's just constant. Keeps the dopamine loop thing just going. Dog shit, man. And it sounds really corny here, the imaginary, but it sounds good with a backing track, with the guitars, the drum, the percussion is great, and it's a really popular song when it came out. I'll give you another example. Stuck in a Coma by Senses Fail. I'm stuck in a never-ending sleep. Someday I'll wake up and realize I made up everything. It's kind of about depression and the fear that if the singer he looks back and if he fears looking back and realizing they haven't lived authentically, that's the someday I'll wake up and realize I made up everything part. It'll go on, but you get the idea. Rap music, Stuck in a Coma, and Imaginary, they both have the same message, but it's said very nicely, and I really urge you to listen to these songs as unbiased. You might think it just might be garbage because it sounds different. You might think, oh yeah, it's just not my genre. My brain's not like meant to listen to this. My brain doesn't resonate with this because the way I was brought up and everything, I'm just not supposed to be listening to this garbage. I'm supposed to listen to rap only. I had this mentality that you can only listen to one genre because like your brain is your genetics are like wired a certain way from your upbringing, from what you grew up listening to, that you can only listen to that genre for the rest of your life. But it's just a really garbage mindset. I was just afraid of exploring other genres because it's just outside of your comfort zone. It's just weird. You know what I mean? It's not that grave, but it's just like music is generally like comfort, right? We listen to music when we're down. We listen to music when we're bored. It's comforting to listen to the songs, even if they're about like violently killing people and stuff. It's entertaining. It's the familiarity of the genre, and that's comforting. And having to venture outside that, maybe not liking it, it's kind of like sailing to a new location. I feel like, you know what I mean? And like, you don't know if that location has danger or not, but like being really ridiculous about it because you could just listen to the song. If you don't like it, you could turn it off and listen to something else. Yeah, I'm not holding a gun to your head. And I also like to mention that like, people that listen to rap music and the rap community are some of the most, and for a lot of the reasons I mentioned earlier as well, they're like some of the most narrow-minded dimwits ever. And I used to be this guy. I used to only listen to rap. People used to ask me who I used to listen to. I used to only name rappers because it was just cool back in 2020. I was like 14, you know what I mean? And rap was the cool genre to listen to. If you listen to rock, you were weird. If you listen to country, it was really weird. If you listen to like indie, techno, or music without any words, you were weird. So I just had to listen to rap. I listened to a lot of rap, and I just didn't even like it. I still like. I listen to rap now. I listen to Eminem, 50 Cent. They're good. They're all right. They're good. Cause rappers back then they had this. They knew that when they release an album and they put it on a CD or like a cassette or whatever. Before Spotify and the internet was a thing, you have to actually get up out of your house, and you'd have to go physically. You'd have to go outside of your house, and you'd have to go buy a CD. You'd have to go pay money, $10. Think about that. Think about like, your favorite rapper right now. Let's say it's, I don't know, Drake. If you were living back in the day, you'd have to get up out of your house, go to a record store or a media store or something. I don't know where they sold this. I don't know where they sold this stuff. I'm too young. But I don't know. They went to a store. I don't know if you could buy them at convenience stores. I don't know where they sell this CDs. But like, you have to actually go pick up the item, the CD that you want to buy, go to the cashier, and then be like, you want to buy this. And you have to take that CD, and then you'd have to place it into something that could read the CD, like a device, a machine or something. A CD player, I don't know. Or like put it inside of a radio, or those old cars have the inserts for the CD. You could put the CD inside of that thing, and then you have to press a button, physical button, and it would play music. You'd have to do all that, and these rappers, they knew this. You'd have to. There's so many steps to listening to a song. These guys would actually try to perfect it. That's why Eminem is where he is today. That's why 50 Cent made it. That's why Lil Wayne made it. Ice Cube. All these guys, because they knew you have to, like, it's so tedious to listen to music back then. Now you can just click on your phone. These guys, these new rappers, they don't care. They know you could just, it's just one search away, and it's free. Back then it costed something. People had to make music worthy of time, worthy of your time, worthy of your money. Imagine having to spend $10 for an album. Imagine your favorite rapper's coming out with an album, and you have to pay $10 to listen to it. Would you listen to it? Probably. Actually, really ask yourself, your favorite rapper right now, would you pay $10 or if they had like a recent album that came out? Would you have spent $10 to listen to that? Would you have $10? Would you spend money? No. Would you get up out of your house and listen to this hood rapper or whoever the hell? Really, you probably wouldn't. It's the same words, the same garbage on the same beat every time. Back when I used to listen to rap music, I had low impulse control. I had lower impulse control. Because the music is just violent. And it's not like, oh my god, you shouldn't listen to violent music. You listen to whatever the hell you want, bro. I listen to Slipknot, fucking Pantora, and it's fine, man. You could listen to whatever you want, but I'd really suggest listening to something not like intellectual. You don't have to listen to like intellectual rap where people talk about social issues or whatever. That stuff's lame. But please, just learn something. Just listen to something that isn't so trash. You don't listen to it because you have to fit yourself into a category. I used to live in a suburb, and everybody there was people from that area, around the city in that area, is mostly like just listening to rappers because it's a rap city. And it was just weird to listen to other genres. So it was just rap. That's the only option. But it's just like, it was to fit in. I don't even enjoy the music. It was just to fit in. Not to do that to yourself. It just makes rap music makes you more stupid. You ever met a smart guy or a guy who's going places and he listens to rap music? No. All these guys just try to act all mysterious because I don't know, they're into this vampire stuff or something. I don't know. And they think it's cool. And it's fine, man. You think it's cool and shit until you're 35 still listening to rap music and you realize your life is garbage. Juice WRLD, one of my favorite rappers. I listen to rap, but not that much. I listen to Juice WRLD. He's one of the few exceptions. And he died from a drug overdose in 2020, I'm sure you remember. And how he got started off on drugs, man? Rap music, dude. He wasn't allowed to listen to rap music. I wasn't allowed to listen to rap music either. Like, my parents never really stopped me and said, hey, man, don't listen to this stuff. But I wasn't really allowed to listen to view material and stuff that had, like, swearing and like, vanity and stuff. And obviously, rap music was one of those things, you know. It was frowned upon. So I just had a rock. I grew up listening to a lot of rock from, like, these old Xbox 360 games, these PS2 games. The Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, Limp Bizkit, Green Day, Eminem. He's a rapper, but still. From these old games, Midnight Club, MX vs. ATV, some other games. And Juice WRLD. Back to Juice WRLD. I don't know where I was going with that. Juice WRLD was, if you only mostly listen to rock, like Blink-182, and that's why you could hear it in his music, very rockish, you know what I mean? Oh, I still see your shadows in my room. Can't take back the love that I gave you. You could hear it in his music. And It's because what he grew up listening to, and that's why his songs sound so different. That's why he sounds so unique. That's why I listen to him. But he started listening to rap, and then he started getting into drugs because there's a lot of promotion of drugs in rap music, and a lot of these rappers don't even do drugs. These are sober motherfuckers talking about Xans, or well, people don't talk about Xans anymore, but just pills and all that other stuff, alcohol, whatever, man. They don't even do that shit themselves. I think it gets promoted. You could believe it gets promoted or whatever. It's them, those people, and they promote this stuff to make you a moron or whatever. I can believe that it does make sense, and I don't really understand where it comes from. But he died from a drug overdose from a rapper who doesn't even do drugs. I'm not gonna say his name or whatever, but you can just search up about it. And that's how he started, because he's influenced. My homie from 3rd grade tried to rope me into doing cigarettes because he thought smoking was cool because of these dog ass rappers. Dude, I thought it was cool up until I was a teenager, up until I was like 16, 8 years old all the way to 16. I thought cigarettes mostly. I thought cigarettes was cool. Wow, so cool smoking cigarettes. I always wanted to do weed. I did weed. It ain't all that. You shouldn't smoke weed at all because it's also something that makes you really fucking stupid. So that's all I had to say, man. Try to venture outside of rap music. It's garbage. It's not good for you. Share this with someone who listens to rap music, and have a nice day.